Hi, this is Malcolm Blight, and you're listening to the
He's going to give it up
Crowject.
to Smith here. Got it. He does exactly that. Smith runs to 50, sets sail, and that is through. They are taking the piss. Big lead.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Crowject. Thank you to our sponsors, Nathaniel's Coffee and Paninis and Trojan Aluminium. We are going to be recapping the last game of the round, West Coast versus Adelaide, where, no spoilers, but I think we won. And we will be talking about the upcoming AFLW season as well as some news. Going around the table tonight, we've got a nice little crew on. We've got a very female-heavy crew, which is nice for a change. Ben, you're the thorn between roses? Is that what it's
that
supposed
sounds
to
about
be
right.
called?
The rose between two thorns, or three thorns in this case.
Yeah. Hello, Ben. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm going well, thank you. And we've got Queen of the Pod number 1, Jade.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. How are you?
That's good. Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
And Queen of the Pod number 2, Sophie.
How are you? Queen number 3?
Yes, I'm very well, and I am Queen number 3, Elodie. So, yeah, I guess this is very leading into the women's season. It's very relevant,
perfect,
I suppose. All the guys were just like, "Nah, we don't want to come here. We don't want to talk about the women. Leave it to them." So, yeah, no, it's just nice. But first, let's go back to our last game of the season. It was Crom versus the Eagles, and what happened there, Sophie?
Well, we won by 45 points. 17, 21, 123 to West Coast 12, 6, 78.
Amazing. And that was at Optus Stadium, which when I saw the crowd for this, 47,000, I was like, that is a very decent crowd. But West Coast always seem to be able to pull good crowds no matter how shit they're going.
Yeah.
And I guess it was the retirement of a few important players.
Yeah, I think that's what would pull a few in, but they always do seem to get a good crowd. So.
They do, yeah. I guess first we'll go back to selections. We had Lockie G, Parnell and Pedler coming in. Is that right? Sloan, McAdam, Philthorpe out.
Yes, and
Correct.
Philthorpe was the sub.
Yeah, correct,
So,
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was pretty good selections all round. I'm not really sure what the inclusion of Parnell did. To be honest, I honestly didn't really notice anything he did out on the field at all. I actually would be interested to see what his stats were, but I just don't remember him doing really anything notable. So
Yeah, not particularly.
yeah, but Pedler was good. Loved the Peds. And I think Philthorpe as a sub was a good idea, but very interesting that poor Rob got subbed out in his 100th game.
I know.
Just after half time as well.
I wonder who wrote this run sheet that says Rob subbed out biggest tragedy of the season.
It could have been you.
No, it couldn't have been me. And this is just abhorrent.
Oh, it just panned to him on the bench, and his big knees are right up near his fucking chin, and I'm just
guy.
he's on the fucking back seat. He's on the back seat, and when you're on the back seat, you know what that means. You're out, mate.
Exactly. But then surely this was kind of pre-planned in a way, given that Philthorpe was sub, right?
You'd think so.
You would think so, yeah. But it's a bit. I don't think it's not bad that he got subbed out, but it's a bit stiff to be subbed out in your 100th game. But it's not as bad as what some people were making it out to be. It happens.
Yeah.
I don't think he was really having a blinder of a game, so he was kind of going there. Why not try something? And we were down at that point as well when he was subbed out. So
yeah, true. So maybe that was the difference.
Well, Philthorpe was the difference.
He was.
But, yeah, the first half of the game was not much to enjoy.
No.
It was very poor viewing. So I'm glad the second half was better. But
How did you think Philthorpe went, Sophie, when he did come onto the ground in the absence of
I
Rob?
thought he did okay, but I kind of want to move to Lockie G because I actually thought that he had a pretty decent game, especially in that last half when Rob was off. So, because he finished with 14 disposals, 10 kicks, 7 marks. He had 10 score involvements, 347 metres gained for a tall guy.
Not bad.
He had 2 centre clearances, 2 hit outs, 6 inside 50s. There was a couple times he did the ruck in the middle and he just picked the ball up and went straight inside 50 with it, which I thought was really good. He was moving really well around the ground. But yeah, I was impressed with his game.
Yeah. He was a good second option with Thilthorpe as the number one, I did think as well.
I really liked those two alternating in the ruck.
Yeah.
I think it was important that Lockie G got another run before the end of the season. Obviously, in this game, that didn't mean a whole lot, but it's good to see Lockie G and Parnell both get another run before the end of the season.
Let's see. Parnell got... God, he's so far down, I can't even talk. He had 12 disposals. So he had 12 disposals, 6 kicks, 6 handballs, 3 marks, 1 tackle. So, yeah, 92% disposal efficiency. No turnovers, so good for him for that.
Well, he was there.
We'll take 1 score involvement. Woohoo!
Hey.
But, yeah, you know, he
Yeah.
actually played nearly 100 minutes of game time as well. So, no hit outs. Come on.
God, drop
You gotta
it.
try harder.
That is just not on.
With Rob subbed out, everyone's got to pick up the slack. Come on.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like there wasn't many, like, notable performances from this game. And I don't know if it's just because I'm still pissed off that we didn't make finals or what.
The fact that
But
our
it was
key
like-
forward kicked 9 and you're like, yeah, no real standout performances. Like,
Okay, that obviously was very notable, but do you know what I mean? Like, there's not, other than the high
Yeah,
goal
no one
scorers,
stood
there's
out.
not really anyone that really stood out to me in this game. But as I said, I think it's me personally still taking offence to the fact that we should be playing finals.
Yeah.
But we should talk about the goal scorers because that was a
I mean,
great
yeah,
achievement by Tex.
I have put on the run sheet as one of the dot points. Did anyone actually care about this game? I mean, I'm right with you there.
We're also one step ahead.
But yeah, we do need to talk about the goal scorers. So we obviously had Lockie G, Fogg and Keys all with 1 goal each. Saligo with 2, Rochelle with 3 and Walker with 9 to put himself in the lead for the Coleman until that last fateful game
For like
of the round.
22 hours. Awesome.
Yeah, so does anyone agree with Kane Corns that Walker was selfish in trying to
That
get
has
us
to
goals?
be one of the worst takes I have seen. And I saw a few Carlton fans on Twitter saying it as well. Like, they're like, I've never
Yeah.
seen a player be so selfish. And I'm like, oh my God. At this point, we have nothing to play for.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the fourth quarter, we'd gotten a lead ahead of us. There was no way West Coast were coming back in the amount of time that was left there. And for people to be saying, oh my God, Tex is being so selfish. I was sitting on the couch in the fourth quarter, screaming at the TV, being like, pass the fucking ball to
Literally,
Tex.
feed him.
These guys kept going for set shots. And I'm like, you're not going to kick it, pass it off. And Tex was open and they didn't. Like,
Yeah.
there was like at least 4 or 5 opportunities in that fourth quarter where players could have got the ball to Tex and didn't. And Tex wasn't like calling for it like crazy. I just go, oh my God, people, like... And when you've got nothing to play for, who cares what you're doing? Like, let us at least
Literally.
win something.
Exactly. But no, the AFL went in and did something. I heard that the AFL actually went and took out Sam Taylor's hamstrings before that game. They were just like,
Someone walked up behind him and did that thing that they do in school where they just kick the back when you walk. You're just like, ah!
Tex had something crazy like 19 shots at goal
Yeah.
for his 9 goals
Yeah.
4 behind. So like,
It was like 2 goals 4 or something in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but
And then he had his
Yeah.
little ankle injury for the
what
second
could have
quarter.
been-
That was
yeah,
a-
I thought he was going to be out. But
Yep.
he came back strong.
yeah, considering we did kick 17-21 for the game, there were a few missed opportunities here and
I was
there.
watching the highlights earlier to see if there were any standout moments, and every time there'd be like a good play and we'd hit someone in 50, it would just cut to a different play, and then you just see that in the corner the score has gone up by 1 behind, and you're just like, oh no.
Actually, tell you what, who did have a good game. Jake Saligo was elite. He had a goal in the second or third quarter where he sort of just picked it up and ran around
was
a couple of
beautiful.
people. And he's going to be a star.
Both him and Rash actually had a decent game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But they should have passed it to Tex. Oh my God.
I agree.
Be more, come on, Tex, be more selfish. Tex should just run up and
Anti-Kane Corns.
snatch the ball.
Yeah,
out
give
of their
it
hands.
to me.
Tex needed the Ben Keys treatment and just go and be selfish. Like, come on.
But yeah, thank God we ended up winning this game because I don't think I could have handled people going on saying, oh, see, you wouldn't have made finals anyway. So shut up. Because I
no,
just could feel that argument coming. Like, because the whole week, everyone who was like, oh, stop complaining about it. Their whole argument was, oh, but there's still time for you not to make finals. Like, you need results to go your way. Literally every result that could have gone our way did. And it's so annoying that this happened. But I just go, like, of course we're going to be pissed off. Like, and upset. Like, we should be going to finals next weekend and we're not. Like, it is what it is. And I'm like, you know, there's nothing we can do about it, but let people talk about it. Like, there's no need to have a go at people and be like, oh, but we made finals and you didn't. It's like, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
It's like, look at our club since the last time we made finals. Well, first of all, the last final that we played in, shit. And then we've had 6 years of pain. Like, let us just be upset, please. Like,
I know. I don't get why it's such a big thing to like dig into people when they're down in the AFL community. And I think it is like highly driven by the media in some respects as well. And like I understand it's part of it, but I just go, for God's sakes, like let people be sad. And I look at it and go, I think if what happened to us happened to any other AFL team, I would feel for them as well.
Yeah.
Like regardless of what team it was, if something like
Maybe not
that happened, to be honest, I probably still would feel for them because I go, like, that's totally out of their control. And I'd still be like, I feel for them. Like, I may not cry about it like I did with the Crows one. But, you know, I just go, it's shit what happened. And there shouldn't, like, no one should be saying, like, oh, but this and that, oh, you should have played better at the start of the game. You should have played better early in the season. It's just like, that's not what matters, though. Like,
nah, that's it. It's irrelevant. And yeah, it is just like, as a general footy fan, it is just annoying that a decision like that has decided, like, an entire final spot. Like, it's just, it just sucks. And I think I almost feel a bit sorry for Sydney fans as well, because obviously, you know, it's not their fault that they've taken our spot, and there's no animosity towards Sydney, but at the same time, it's just like, fuck it.
The worst part is that now that they're playing Carlton, I'm like, oh, it's like the lesser
Who do I go with?
I have nothing, like, Sydney fans, like, good on them. Like, it's where they come from, where they were like halfway through the season. They've had an absolute blistering second half to the season, so I can't fault like their spot being there. And a lot of the fans did say that they actually felt quite bad. Like they were like, especially a couple that were at the game, and they like messaged me after, and they were like, we were like happy that we won, but we just felt like kind of numb because it didn't feel right that we won. And and good old Donnie, bless him, he was messaging me, and like I was like, oh, I love you, Donnie, but he loves his Swans, he's very happy for them, but he's like, oh, I feel so bad for you guys. I'm like, it's okay, we'll get through. I've only cried every night since.
I was going to say it's very telling that this is a whole new week with a whole new game, and we've gone back to talk about the other game. It's like, all right, we're here to talk about the West Coast game, but remember that time we were robbed. Like,
it's all right, I've got therapy next week. I'm sure they'll help me. Like.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's very telling, and it's just very telling because, like I said, no one really cared about this game. No one cares because obviously it was against West Coast. We wanted to get the win. We probably should have won by, well, in the end we won by a fair amount, but it probably shouldn't have been this hard.
Yeah, our first half was not convincing at all. I got up at half time and I was like to Mum, I was like, I think we're going to lose. Like, it felt like that watching it.
Yep.
But yeah, Tex pulled us through. And speaking of Tex as well, Sophie, you caused a bit of a stir on the socials.
We have to talk about this one.
What happened here?
Well, you see, I was in Melbourne for the weekend, and of course nobody cares about this game, right? So I was just like, I've heard the Carlton fans on Twitter are a bit, feisty.
Oh, Jade, do we know about the Carlton fans on Twitter?
Oh, I would not have a single clue about those. Beep, 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 beep.
So I may have put up a sneaky little tweet here at the end of the game. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Whether he wins it or not, Tex is a far better footballer than Kerno. Now, here's the bit that I thought would maybe give away that I'm, like, fishing a little bit. I did the whole frog emoji and the coffee, like Kermit taking a sip, being like, They skipped right over that. Anyway, I continue to say, can kick it on either side, better positioning, has to fight for it rather than winning frees. My king either way.
I mean, where's the lie?
How many views did that get?
So 152 replies.
Oh, wow.
All Carlton fans. But 26 retweets, 350 likes. So there's people that actually agree with me. Yep. Okay, I wasn't just talking shit. And 76,000 views.
You've caused a stir.
I think this morning I still had someone reply to it, and like every day there's still like the odd Carlton fan being like giving their whole opinion about Tex, which I'm sure we know what that's all about. But
it's the best way to go viral, piss off Carlton fans.
I mean, it really
It's the easiest bait.
Yeah, the mobs.
It turned a really boring game and night into really something entertaining because they all thought that I was serious and they all thought that I actually cared what they had to say.
And there was actually so many serious tweets about this that just got more and more ridiculous, like people being like, oh, if you take out the games that were against West Coast and North Melbourne, and if you take out the free kicks, and if you do this and if you do that, and I'm just like, for fuck's sake, like, this is the goals that were kicked. Like, does it really matter that much?
There was one reply and it was like, to Sophie's tweet, it was like, well, how many goals did Tex kick against West Coast? And that, like, it was like 19 goals against West Coast. And someone replied, it was like, Curnow kicked 19.
Yeah, literally, they kick the same amount.
Yeah.
Like, what do you have to say about that? It's just like silence. It's just like, oh my God. It's just... Yeah, but apparently Sophie has no brain now. She knows nothing. This is why women...
on Twitter.
I love how someone replied. I was like, this is why women should not talk about football.
Speaking of that, I saw this on Useless AFL Stats. Did you see this? The top 5 goal scorers in West Coast games.
Yeah.
So number 1, Oscar Allen with 53. Number 2, Jack Darling, 26. Number 3 and 4, Charlie Curnow and Tex Walker with 19. And number 5, Jamie Cripps with 16, which is...
That's crazy because he kicked 5 last week as well.
That is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry, West Coast.
Oh,
but
goodness me.
yeah, another one of the funny ones was like someone that took out the West Coast and North Melbourne games and then was like, well, Larky wins. Larky got the most goals, and it's like, but
he plays in North Melbourne games.
He didn't have to play. Oh, Jesus Christ!
That was Josh that put that up, wasn't it?
Maybe. It was very dumb because it's like, that doesn't make sense.
I think he was trying to joke. That got like 900 likes.
Oh my God. Jesus.
I need to try and... Yeah. 1,303 likes now. It said Coleman medal if you remove goals scored against West Coast and North Melbourne. Larky 63, Walker 54, Green and Curnow 53, Jeremy Cameron 49.
Oh my God. But like, it's one of those things where I get, we'll touch a bit more on the All-Australian squad later, but I get that people want to argue about that because that's a thing of opinion. This is just like an objective thing. It's like who kicked the most goals, and people are still somehow arguing about it. It's like, it's literally just who kicked the most goals. It doesn't matter about goal assists. Doesn't matter who gets more frees. It doesn't matter who plays for a better team. Like,
honestly, yeah. And at the end of the day, I agree, it would have been great for Tex to win, but I think the biggest win for us is looking at what he scored in like 2020. In 2020, he scored like 15 goals and he was our leading goal scorer. And I know it was shortened quarters. And I know it was a shortened year. But you look at that, and for then someone to be like 3 years older now, and like, I'm not good at maths, times by how many, like he's tripled, quadrupled, that. And you just go, like, I think that's the real win.
Yeah,
within that. So it's all right. There's always next year.
There is always next year. That's becoming our motto.
Next year. So, Michael Voss, next year you should move Curnow to defence for like 5 games of the year. Okay? When they play West Coast and North Melbourne.
Yeah, so then he doesn't kick any goals,
Because he can't win it 3 times in a row. It's not fair. Sophie, tweet that. Sorry, after you've won the Coleman twice in a row, you can't win it a third time.
I liked how when I went on to like explain my actual thoughts on it as well, they just like completely brushed over it too. Because I was like, I understand that they're completely different players, but like the fact that Tex is 33 years old, he's an old school footballer. He's not a young athletic type like Curnow is. Like, Curnow deserves it, absolutely. But my whole thing was, Tex is 33 and he's doing that at his age and he's only getting better. Like...
And this is a bloke who, 3 years ago we were talking about, retiring. He's fallen off. Like, it's over.
He even said it himself in a radio interview the other day. He said, like, 3 years ago, like, I was like, one of my lowest footy points. Yeah. And just to be able to come back and be where he is now, it is, I think it's very impressive. So... Yeah,
but this year has been the return of the classic full forward a bit more.
I think so too.
Which has been nice, like him, Larky, Curnow. People aren't probably talking enough the fact that Toby Green was in the top 5 goal kickers, which is like a massive effort, considering he's a small forward. Yeah, he does a lot more up the ground. So
all the talk about Charlie. I mean, if he'd kicked 15 on Sunday, he could have won it himself.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
I was to say, because all those Carlton fans got on that tweet. Now all of my tweets since then are obviously showing up in their For You section on Twitter. So when the Crows posted on Twitter Nixie's pre-game speech, and I was like, this man's taking us to a premiership next year, lock it in. They're all
I saw
jumping
that.
on this one now, being like, you're joking, this is the worst take ever, blah, 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 pipe down, yeah, nah, you're dreaming. I'm just like, all right, guys, calm down. Go enjoy your final spot while it lasts.
Right.
Be there
Like,
long.
honestly, I just go, if we were in finals right now, I would be celebrating. I would not be wasting my time
care.
replying to random people on Twitter just to be like, haha. Or like,
Yeah, exactly.
enjoy
on
it.
your
And
own
like, Carlton
team.
fans haven't made finals in 10 years.
And they're still worried about other teams.
Why?
Instead
You should
you're
be
like,
like
"Oh,
jumping
you
for
like
joy.
Crows."
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you go for the Crows.
Oh,
you suck.
yeah, you go for a different team than me.
When they lose in the finals, are we allowed to tweet that we derailed their season again? Would that be a stretch too far?
It's Sophie.
Yeah.
It's all your fault. Sophie
Sorry,
derailed it.
guys.
Oh, shit.
Go Sydney, though. Just quietly.
It's going to be
Just.
interesting. I would like it
I mean,
to
yeah.
draw and then extra time.
Yeah, yeah. And the AFL was just like, you know what, you both lose. Like,
Just keep it going. Give us
Just
some,
never
you know,
ends.
give us some entertainment. But it's going to be a good round of finals, I think. We'll
I think so.
see how it goes.
Back to our game. Anything else to say? Is there any Fogalicious or Laird of Roses this week, Sophie? Any standout performances
look,
from any of your
Laird-
boys?
Laird did okay. I just don't actually remember anything good that he did because
Yeah.
he just did what he does.
Yeah,
And Fog, well, Tex was the main guy, so
yeah.
Fog was just there.
Yeah, he existed.
That's
He was
enough
sure
for
of it.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Good work, guys.
Well, good. Yeah. I mean, there you go. It was an end to the season. It was a bit of a lackluster end to the season, just
Yeah.
given the circumstances around it. But hey, we got the women coming up, so let's focus on that. And
Indeed
like Jade
we
said,
do.
there's always next year.
There is always next year.
Hashtag
And don't
flag
you
a
worry,
leg.
I am not letting Peter miss out on getting this tattoo next year. He's promised, he said it on the walk and talk after the Sydney game that it would roll into next year. So it's
he
gonna
just
be
wants a
happening.
tattoo at this point, doesn't he? It's
wants
not
it
like a
so
bet. He's just
badly.
like, I just want it.
He wants
Yeah,
it so
he
badly.
totally
You just
does.
need to get it. Like, you don't need to wait for something to happen. Just
Yeah, just do it.
And it's great that no matter what he gets, it's always still going to be the second worst tattoo that someone on this podcast has gotten for the Crows. Sorry, Ray.
I reckon Pete goes and gets it now, and then when we bring it up next year, he's like, here's one I prepared earlier.
Exactly.
Already
Yeah.
done
maybe
it.
he should get
Smart.
one to match Ray, but his is the AFLW preseason.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Yeah. And the opposite
yeah.
leg.
Ray did say that he does have another leg just for that scenario. So, do we have any feedback from the listeners?
We didn't really
We will
put up too much
Yeah, I think everyone was a
asking.
bit over it.
There are a couple of comments on the Facebook post that we put up. Someone said, Matt said, great comeback, Go Crom should be in the finals. Jess Cook said, what a season, epic highs and lowest of lows. I have emotional whiplash, but God, I am excited for next season. Young fellas better put in a hell of a pre-season. Hashtag robbed 2023. Hashtag top 4 2024. I do like
Love
that.
that.
I do like that. Someone said Go Crom. Oh, sorry. I should say the name. Nathan Manning. He's a top fan. He said Go Crom, and he posted a photo of his dog Riley's wearing a Crompo.
That's wholesome
That's
content.
very sweet. Maxine Grubel says kicking 21 points is not good enough, though. Jerry Harrison just sent us a thumbs up. And Julie Edwards said, can we stop mentioning the points? We should be in the 8. 2 games, we were robbed. Plain and bloody simple facts. How can we beat the AFL cheats? Said
Can't.
it, Queen.
Simply can't.
Yeah. And Twitter, there was literally one response to our full-time score tweet, and that was friend Dan, a North friend. He said, thanks for preventing North's three-peat of spoons. Was worried at stages.
I mean,
You're welcome.
yep. North players just forgot that memo, by the way. Harley Reid, who is he?
Yeah. Don't need him.
Don't know him.
I love it.
Well, yeah, I think similar to us, everyone kind of checked out after the last game. We had like record numbers of responses after that, and then it was just we don't really care.
So what game?
We did have a few voice messages, but unfortunately, Pilot Pete is not here tonight, so they will be played on Thursday in our preview pod. So,
Yes, they will.
yeah, if you left us a voice message and you want to hear your own voice, then tune into that one. Anything else to say about the game before we move on to the news?
No, I don't think so. I think I've ranted enough. I'm such a weight off my shoulders.
But everyone get around our Patreon as well. So we're going to be going through the news in a minute, but we're going to have some segments that we'll do just for our Patreon. So if you want to sign up for that, patreon.com/Crowject. And what can you get by signing up to Patreon, Ben?
You can get yourself a plethora of different segments. You can watch the Get Your Crow On. We filmed a great episode last night with Andrew Bennett and Rob Lee talking about the fabric of our club, a nice new set of cards they've made and a lot of Guernseys. I touched Darren Jarman's match worn grand final Guernsey from 97 to 98.
Have you washed your hands since?
No, absolutely not.
Get away from me.
But yeah, no, some fantastic episodes there. Obviously, some past episodes too. We've got some obscure crows coming soon, I think. And also, we're not going to sizzle it now. We'll sizzle it a little bit later on. A few interviews coming up with some AFLW players.
Yeah. And you also get the pre-rolls. And tonight we just spoke about our tonsils.
If you have inflamed tonsils,
Yeah, flying first class, plain food, and
hot towels.
So yeah, definitely get around it just for that. It's worth the money. And get onto crowject.bigcartel.com as well to get all of your Crom merch, your Crom beanies. The coming into the warmer months now, the Crom Cordy hats are excellent. I think we're
bucket
gonna
hats.
have the buck hats as well. Yeah. But,
We have
our
air
new
fresheners.
air fresheners that we've got now.
Oh, they look so
They
good.
are, they're amazing.
Oh my
We've got
gosh.
little. What players do we have? We've got.
There's a
we have.
a fog and a
I think the official word is air fresheners with likenesses to official players that are not actually
we
licensed players.
We
No,
swapped
no,
we swapped the first letter of into their last name. I was like,
Jordan Jawson.
we've got Farsi Doggedy.
and what? Rosh
Rosh Gishelli.
Shelley. I love Rosh Shelley.
And of course the classic Go Crom.
We're allowed to say that one.
Threw Audi vibes about it. So yeah, jump on, get some of that merch, and a bit of sizzle about some of our new AFLW merch that will be coming out soon as well. I'm not sure if that's out as of yet. Is it so?
Technically, it's live. I don't know if Peter's changed that, but I did do another drawing for the AFLW. There's a t-shirt and a jumper with a three-peat premiership situation on there.
It looks amazing.
Bit of a dynasty going on.
It does.
Absolutely.
Did a great job,
Thank you.
Sophie.
Definitely check that out.
And soon to come a new player. We had a suggestion over the weekend. I don't know if Soph's going to run with a design for it, but Chicken McHenry.
That was honestly a great suggestion.
I love it
Coming
so much.
soon.
And we're going to be continuing our Thursday night preview pod, so tune in on Thursday for that, where we're previewing the AFLW Showdown round 1 of the year. And we'll still be having our call-in lines. You can call in and let us know your thoughts on 824-654-98. Post that. We might try and do a walk and talk at some point, but it just, I don't know. Since we're not playing at Adelaide Oval, it makes it a bit hard, but we'll
Got
talk about
sample
that.
finals as well.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Exciting,
so there'll be lots to talk about still. So tune in for all of that, and we will get back with some news after these messages. All right, and we are back. So let's head on to the news now. We have some injury news first up, which is always sad. Last game of the season, poor old Schoenberg, he's ruptured his Achilles. Ouch! That's, apparently a very painful injury, isn't it?
It is, allegedly.
Initially in the report from Nine News or wherever it was, they said that he could be out for 12 months. But in the official Crows release, they said that they were looking at him returning early into the season next year. So
Okay, well that's good news
that,
then.
yeah.
I like that report better than the 9 News report.
Because I think I'll show
That's
which
what
ones to
Chad
listen
Winger
to,
did a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
and it was like 9 to 12 months out for him.
Yeah.
So it is sad though to do it in the dying seconds.
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
Like you know, it was like you just go bloody hell.
If he'd passed it to Tex, he wouldn't have done it. I'm just saying.
Shame
Be
on
more
you.
selfish.
Tell Kane Corns that. All the best to Schoenberg in his recovery.
Absolutely.
And over to the women's, we have Sarah Allen, who unfortunately has torn her hamstring and will miss at least 8 weeks, which is basically the whole season, isn't it?
Which I know, when you think about that, it's really upsetting that they work so hard throughout the year to keep their fitness and get ready for like a 10-week season, and then you get injured beforehand and you're out for nearly all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not great. So all the best to her as well. The rock down in defence, so we're going to miss her.
Now I need to find a new defender for my AFLW fantasy team. Like, she was like my first one in there. And now
I put my team together today, so
Yeah,
we'll see how
I've been looking at mine today. So yeah, everyone get around that. It's the first year that it's gone official on the AFL website. So get around it.
good fun.
Yeah. Over to some maybe news, some rumours, I guess, more than anything about Matt Crouch. So apparently, I don't know whether it's confirmed, but what happened, Ben?
So apparently with his exit meeting today, we tabled a 1-year deal with him to stay at the club, but there is also interest from Sydney, and I think there are a few other teams interested from Melbourne as well. So
It's not surprising that other teams are interested at the moment, I think, based on how he's played the last 6 weeks when he's been in the side. But I would be happy to see him stay. I think especially now that you've got Schoenberg out for the start of the season as well. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those, I think, like you said, a lot of teams will be interested because he's been playing well in the last part of the season, but then they can also argue that he shouldn't be worth much because he's been playing SNFL for a lot of the season, so it's sort of it's probably not going to be the ideal outcome for us if we do train him, but I guess we will just
at the end of the day,
see
I
what
think
happens.
if he chooses to leave, like it's nothing against him. Like I understand why he would,
that's
as
it.
well. So
But yeah, it's just
whatever he does.
Getting to that silly season now, isn't it? When all of these rumours and facts and everything is just going to start.
every delisted player.
We want this delisted player, that delisted player. Mitch Hannon, he was delisted.
Yep.
He was not offered another contract. Jake.
Bring him in.
in.
Actually, in fairness, the Suns have put Elijah Hollins potentially on the trade table.
They
That could be a
have.
good target.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, we'll see how that
This is
pans
the stuff I
out.
love.
All the drama. And then we've obviously got the end of the season and we had Crum finishing 10th for the season. Now we're going to have a whole podcast where we're going to go back over the season and look at some of our predictions from the start of the season.
Cool.
And that's probably not going to go so well. And just speak about, the games and how we think everything went. But there was that stat that came out that everyone's been talking about, how we were the highest scoring team for the season, and I think it's the first time the highest scoring team has missed finals since like the 60s, which is disappointing.
We just
also
love
had-
records like that, don't we?
Was it the 4th highest percentage or something in the
Yep.
league? Yeah, so I don't know. Anyone got any thoughts?
That's right. On that.
That sums it up well.
I did see that a commonly mentioned commentator had some thoughts on the Crows season today. Dwayne Russell on SEN.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Please tell us.
His list of most disappointing teams of the year, and we've come in 8th.
This should be Beryl and Cecil, for God's sakes. I don't care if he's in the media. He's a
Who else has he got on there?
West Coast were number 1. I think that's probably a bit harsh because they were shit last year. Was anyone expecting them to be good? The Western Bulldogs number 2, fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fremantle number 3.
That's fair.
Essendon number 4. Gold Coast, Geelong, Richmond, Adelaide, Hawthorn and North Melbourne. North Melbourne lost 21 in a row, by the way, and they're below us.
Corey Norris's quote tweet of that. I liked his reply. He did his list and it was good. He cooked him.
West Coast bracket insipid. Dogs top 4 list lost identity, so it's probably fair enough. Geelong horrific flag hangover. Essendon 3 times 70 plus thumpings. North lost 20 straight. Freo won a final last year. Richmond played finals. Gold Coast at 8th as expected. Hawthorn had them bottom. 10 Sydney shouldn't be playing finals.
Got him.
No, but seriously, how have we scraped into that list at all?
Yeah,
Like
that is-
people had us bottom 4 to start the year.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think people forget how far we've actually come.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing the season has ended this way, but at the same time, you got to look at the positives.
Yeah.
I'd have Dwayne as number 1 on my most disappointing commentators. I'd say it.
But in good news, our sample team is playing finals. We didn't get robbed of that.
Not yet.
If you ask our friend of the show, Bear from, what's his podcast called?
7 Nuffs in a Series.
7 Nuffs in a Series. These are the flags that really matter. The second. So we had our sample team finishing 3rd, and we're going to play in a qualifying final on Sunday against Sturt. So, yeah, get down and watch. I think it's at Adelaide Oval.
It is at Adelaide Oval. It's going to be very, very good weather.
Yeah. Well,
But
there
it's
you
on
go.
Father's Day.
Oh, it is too, yeah.
Do you reckon you're going to catch an early flight back from the Gold Coast to head to that? I was thinking about it.
Maybe not. But yeah, if you want a big weekend of footy, you go to the women's
Yeah.
game on Saturday, go to Sample on the Sunday, and you got a good weekend of footy.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. I haven't really been following the whole who can play and who can't sort of situation, but I guess
had
we'll find out.
19 players
There was a
eligible.
list.
Okay.
We can only have 16 playing in the team at one time, but like people like Schoenberg, like Taylor, like there are a few on there that definitely won't play because they're injured, like Himmelberg. So like Borlace is eligible to play. Matt Crouch is eligible to play, which is good.
Yeah.
Worrell isn't eligible to play. Keane's eligible. There's a few decent players that are eligible to play, so
Okay.
that'll be good.
Oh, that'll be good.
Good for the Crowies, but we'll see. We'll see how we go.
Excellent.
There was an article on the Crows Facebook page if you're curious to scroll. Sometime last week.
there was.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that. I just don't think I clicked on it. Yeah, I don't know. We will see. And then we had the Australian squad of 44 come out, I think yesterday it was, and we have 2 players in the squad. Who are they, Sophie?
Tex and Captain Dawson.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, good to see some recognition from them. Anyone stiff to miss out from our list, do we think?
No, I don't think about it. Rankin was mentioned in the article as being like someone who missed, but I think it's fair. We've got, and hopefully both of them will actually make the best 22 as well.
They should be walk-up starts, both of them, surely.
Oh, you would think so,
You would
but you know, Kate
Yeah.
Collins is on the selection team, so
We
Yeah.
all know how the AFL feel about their selections for All Australian. It's like, we're not even going to put the people who play in those positions in there.
Yeah.
So we're kind of hopeful, thinking that both Tex and Dawson are going to slide into the team, even though they definitely should.
I think
they definitely should.
We will
both
see.
be there, but yeah, I don't think there was anyone that I was really like, oh my god, I can't believe they missed out even from other teams. I think a lot of people were saying that Tim Taranto was stiff to miss, but
yeah.
he didn't have a great second half of the season,
No.
I don't think. And a lot of people said Sam Taylor as well, but again, he only played 15 games.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So it's...
Yeah, so that's,
hard
the
to
thing
put
with Tim
someone in.
Taranto is he was like absolutely dominant, probably like top 10, if not higher, players in the first half of the season.
Oh, yeah,
but
he was
then,
great.
in the second
Fell
half
off.
just wasn't. So it's a bit of a hard one, isn't it? But there were some selections where I was a bit, Redmond was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah. Yeah, so we saw some Essendon fans, and same with Cripps.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
were a few Carlton fans that
Yeah.
said, how the hell has
Yeah,
Cripps made
yeah.
it? Like, when there's like Chera and stuff like that who definitely have better.
And even
seasons,
Dusty
so-
Martin, I don't think it's really been his
No.
best year, but I think it's just his name just always.
A lot of
always
people
gets
said
in.
Tom Stewart as well, because like he's in it every year. And I saw someone say, they're like, do they just like have him on the Word document and they're forgotten to delete him? Like, he's just been sitting there.
I feel like Joe Danaher's probably a little bit lucky to be in there. He's been alright, but not
Potentially,
fantastic.
Because Jeremy Cameron missed.
He's stiff, yeah.
It's
Jack Viney's probably a little lucky to be there, ish.
It's definitely,
There's no real
interesting
stinkers, but
one. No.
a few questionable ones.
Yeah, that's it. But again, it's one of those things where everyone's going to have their own opinions and it's going
That's
to be
the
a
thing.
point of discussion.
And just let people say whatever the bloody hell they want to say about it.
If
Like,
people want to have their opinions, go for
people
it.
want to complain about why someone wasn't, or why someone should be in it and they're not. Just let them do it. There's no need to go on this big argument like blah, blah, blah. Just do it with your friends, not online where everyone can bloody read it.
Let him cook.
Let them hold up.
At the end of the day, it's not even a real team that's playing a game of footy. It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they were genuinely playing against another team, then I think there would be a bit more
I would love
heat behind who you actually choose.
Yeah, like
to see
back,
that happen.
back in the days of the international rules when you actually
So
had a squad to do something. But
Yeah, that's it. Actually, I laughed out loud at the, you guys know Aaron Gox?
Yeah.
Yeah, his comment on the Australian team, he just wrote, this team would be hard to beat. Yeah.
I love that.
I miss that the international rules thing. That
was good.
It's always a lot of fun,
Yeah.
hey? But it always ended badly because someone did something stupid.
They should actually have the 44, like, pick 2 captains, have them draft off, and then actually
and then
play a
versus
game.
All-stars match.
That would be so fun.
That'd be sick.
they should have done. Oh, I guess you can't really. I was going to say the pre-season, pre-finals bye, but those players will be playing in finals. So.
that's not us. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then I've just put the point here that a few teams had their Mad Monday celebrations yesterday. We had a very interesting dress up from some of the Geelong players.
Yes,
Yes.
we did.
What was this, Jade?
We had, I can't remember who it was, Isaac Smith, Tom Hawkins and Cam Guthrie, I think, dressed up as, Isaac Smith was Ben Keys with the good old Dangerfield Crows Guernsey with the three taped up.
Andrew and Rob were not happy about that, being Guernsey people. They were like, why are you putting elastoplast on a Guernsey? You're not going to get that off. It's just like ruined its value.
And then the other two were dressed up as the goalposts and they did a reenactment. And my favourite part about the reenactment is that when the umpire, when the ball goes through, he says touch the post and then he goes score.
Yeah, Billy.
And I'm like, no.
Let's be real. Billy had probably had a few drinks by that stage.
It
Like,
was bloody good though. I was like, it tops off. It's like the cherry on top. But yeah, look, I think it's funny. Good. Everyone's like, everyone's sending it to me as if it's like I'm meant to cry over it, and I'm like,
Yeah, even Ben Keys put it on his Instagram story with like laughing emojis. Like, come on.
I think the other funny one they did is the Brian Myers.
That was
Delete the tweet.
Delete the tweet.
That was great.
Just
But
funny.
my favourite thing about costumes like the Ben Keys Gold Post one is like, it's like hilarious when they do the reenactment, but for like 95% of the day when these guys aren't standing with each other, two guys are just dressed as gold posts. That's just your day now. You're just
sitting
you're
down
just a
with
gold
the
post.
sitting on their head.
Other than that, like 2 minutes where you do the reenactment, it's no one knows what's going on. So yeah, that was great. And Jack Rewalt's Dimmer costume was also very, very good.
Very funny.
We will just do a quick wrap up since this is the end of the season of our fantasy and tipping competitions.
Yes.
absolutely. And you mentioned 7-0 in a serious, their fantasy league. I won it.
Oh,
I'd like a shout out on their next step. You know,
Good
just
job, Benny.
I clap myself. Oh, go on.
Very good. I know I won a Supercoach
so
Grand
proud
Final
of
as well, the A3 footy podcast league. I won that, so that was good.
Well
I was
done.
very,
Clap,
very
clap,
proud.
clap.
Thank you.
I did choke 3 other grand finals. We don't talk about
We don't
that.
talk
That's all
about
right.
those. We don't talk about those.
so going to our tipping competition, we have, our winner is somebody named Dylan M, which I don't actually think he's a Patreon.
He's not. I don't
So
believe
let's ignore him. So our winner is, this guy's a Patreon, isn't he?
Yes.
Dan Yench! Patreon Dan Yench, who came in with 141 tips. And shout out to Ebbs, Jade's sister Ebbs, who came third on also 141. Just had a
copped out on that margin.
So Brendan McGarrigan also coming in at a close fourth. And then let's go down right to the bottom and see what's happening here. Cream on 88 tips. Elodie on 89 tips. Michael, 89 tips. Yeah, I think I put my tips in round 1 and then didn't ever again. So that's probably what the others will do too. So oops, sorry guys. But it's disappointing to see Leighton not down the bottom. I don't even think Leighton's in this comp.
He's there. He's somewhere around 10th, I think.
Oh, he is. Oh, that's disappointing, Leighton. Do better at failing. So yeah, congrats to Dan Yench. We'll get in touch to give you your prize, whatever that may be.
There it is. There's a prize. A nice round of applause.
And then going over to our fantasy league, where it was a hard-fought battle right to the end, but Tom Schultz, 10-goal Tommy, he's come out on top versus Shahin.
Oh, Shahin.
Double clap for that.
Shahin.
How many points was the win by?
It was by about 100 in the end. So, yeah, ended up being, it really just rested on Tom Green. I think Shahin's issue was he captained Zach Butters in the end for 104.
Okay.
But Tom had captained, he had VC'd Bont for 125. So difference was there a bit. And then hilariously, me and Michael played off in the secondary finals series and we both scored more than either Shahin or Tom. So I've beat Michael in that one and have become the victor of the losers.
Yep.
But I'm dubbing myself the victor because I beat Tom by like 60 points. So
Yep, that's fair. I say. I don't know what your prize is, sorry.
I'll take a kiss from you, Jade.
Okay. Afterwards.
Yeah, it's good. Another season of fantasy over, and now we can all stress about AFLW fantasy.
Yeah.
We can all have a great time.
Loves it.
To tune into our other segments, sign up to our Patreon at patreon.com/Crowject, where we'll be talking around the grounds. We'll be talking about the sample, and we'll be doing our predictions for week 1 of finals, as well as Beryl and Cecil of the week. But now we'll have we'll quickly touch on the AFLW showdown, which is coming up this weekend. 2:35 Saturday at Norwood Oval. Still don't know why it's at Norwood Oval. Still just silly. I mean, there's no other football on that weekend. Why can't we just... Nah. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Might be the SANFL at Adelaide Oval. Could be why.
But then you also, why wouldn't you do it before or after that? Like, if the oval is being used...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Stop with the logic.
It's a bit silly.
Yeah, come on.
It's a bit silly.
So yeah, this will be good. It's gonna be good to get back into the AFLW season, and
We want to win that plate.
Oh yeah, that Kmart
Prize
plate.
plate.
It'd be what was it, the 7th showdown win in a row if we get the win this week for the club, so that'd be good.
And we remember the last AFLW showdown. I think Port didn't kick a goal, did they?
Correct.
Yeah. So.
We got this in the bag. We got this in the bag.
Yeah, we got this.
I am a little bit scared about playing in first game though, because I feel like we need a game or two to warm up and get into the swing of things.
Yeah.
And being the first game against an opposition like Port, I'm just a little bit nervous that they might come out firing and we're not going to be expecting it.
They've picked up a few handy players as well over the off-season, so...
Ash.
Rough.
It'll be good.
It does feel weird going straight into a showdown.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like a weird start to the season. But I'm still quietly confident that we've got this. Yeah. All right. What do you think, Sophie? Who wins and best on ground?
All right. Well, we're going to win, even though I said that I'm scared. We're absolutely going to win by 27 points. Pretty convincing. Best on will be... I keep doing that. I love Noffy. I got to stick with Noffy. She's my fave.
Nice.
She's going to get like 30 disposals. She's going to absolutely rip it up in the middle.
Yeah, that's a very good shout. I'm going to go Crows by 40 points. Spank 'em. And I think the best on ground will be Stevie Lee. I reckon Stevie Lee's in for a good season this season. She's my favourite. First player I ever interviewed. It was a shit interview. Not from her, but from me. And I think, she's going to have a good year. What do you reckon, Ben?
I think Crows by 48. And Eloise Jones to have the best game. Best on ground. I'll say 3 goals.
You taught her everything she knows.
Exactly.
And you interviewed her in a not so shit interview.
Yeah, it only took me a little while to get the Skype set up. Is that right?
Oh, look, I'm going to go Crows. I'm going to say by 24, and I think Randall will be best on ground.
Yeah. Good shout.
Aye, captain.
Yeah. So tune in on Thursday night for our preview pod to hear a little bit more once selections come out about our predictions with that. And also Abby Ballard. Peter interviewed Abby Ballard. I was just trying to think of her name. Peter interviewed Abby Ballard last week.
Yep.
So go to our Patreon to check out that interview, which was, very wholesome, very nice.
Very sweet.
Very
We got her name right this time. With Chelsea Ballard.
I know, I had to think for a second. I was like, it's not Chelsea. It's Abby Ballard. And we're going to be doing some more interviews with more of the girls as the season goes on. So sign up to our Patreon now to get a hold of those early.
Absolutely.
Has anyone else got any last minute things to say? Anything that's been pressing on your mind?
I think I got it all out earlier.
Yeah, I think we're all just in that same boat of like, this is the in between where it's like, all right, men's season's done.
Yeah.
Women's season hasn't started yet, and it's just it's kind of nice to have a small break before we have to start stressing again.
That's it. Next year. Next year's the year.
Yep.
Exactly.
Next year's the year.
But get out to the AFLW showdown if you can. Is there still tickets? Probably. I don't know.
I
think so.
The rule
If you have a membership, make sure you redeem a free ticket just to guarantee that you will actually get in.
Yep.
Because it is expected to be busy and popular. So
Good
do
advice. Good advice.
And
Sophie.
get down and support the Sample boys too.
that. Yeah.
Hell
Indeed.
Yeah.
At the Adelaide Oval.
Exactly.
We're going to get that flag.
I know. I want one.
Yes,
we need one. We
I-
need one
just
flag.
Feed me the SANFL comment section, just please.
Yeah.
Just let us win, just for that.
Oh my
Could you
gosh.
imagine?
There's
Oh,
no AFL and SANFL. Get that out.
there is now, motherfuckers.
We were, we'll talk about it a bit more in the Patreon. Me and Ray and Peter actually went to the Norwood Crows game, and we were just like baiting people a bit, and, you know, saying like, this is our league, like we're gonna throw stuff, and oh jeez, it was, there is some really passionate Sample supporters out there, which is awesome. Like I'm a big Sample fan, and it I can see how it is annoying, but at the same time, give us the flag. I want that flag.
You just saying that because the Eagles aren't in the finals, or?
Yeah, basically. It's a bit of a low blow. Once again, sign up to our Patreon. Follow us on the socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. If you want to watch this rather than listen to it, and jump onto our YouTube. We've got a good little camera setup going now, so you can see us all in high definition.
We've got some good videos coming, best of moments of the year.
We're walking towards.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
Yeah. So patreon.com/Crowject, crowject.bigcartel.com for all of your merch. You can get onto the Crom Cornies, the Crom bucket hats for the warmer months.
The air fresheners.
Yeah, the air fresheners.
All of it.
And so you can sign up to our Patreon for only $1 a month. And I think that's all we have to plug.
That is all.
Jeez.
That is
Take
all.
a breath now. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thanks for following us throughout the whole men's season. And please keep tuning in through the women's season. I know some people are only really just starting to get into the women's football, but you know, it's always improving, and the more support behind it, the more it's going to grow. So,
And we're still funny.
Exactly. So if you can, keep tuning in, keep supporting the girls, keep supporting the Sample guys for the next few weeks. And thanks, Sophie. Thank you. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jade. Thank you. Go Crom, I guess.
Go Crom.
Go Lady Crom.
Yeah, and Sample Crom.
Baby Crom.
It goes to Gillette. Needs to hit a target. Ball goes to the red side of the mark. Been taken by Murphy. Murphy can put Adelaide back in front. He'll kick from 45 metres.